Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. My face hurts.
Mm-hmm.
On my mics.
My whole body hurts because Jeff shoved me into the desk
I
in
didn't
his sleep.
shove you into the desk.
Into the desk in his sleep. I woke up and his head was on my pillow. Like, like you just took over that spot completely.
To be entirely fair,
What?
you called an audible about 4 days ago, and you were like, "Let's switch which side of the bed we sleep on."
Yeah, because I started getting better sleep on the other side of the bed, and then that changed pretty damn quick.
Well, one, I started getting worse sleep on the other side of the bed, so I don't know what that says about that side of the bed. Two,
Maybe there's mold.
why would it be mold?
I don't know.
Two, you can't be mad at Sleepy Jeff for like trying to reorientate to where he
I'm not
slept for the
mad. I'm
last
just
like
uncomfortable and in
year and a
pain,
half.
which is like not normal for me because I don't sleep well, but I got like 2 nights of good sleep on that spot, and now it's like, oh, I'm back to like no sleep,
Well,
and I just wanna
2 nights ago it was because of my tooth thing, and then I've got a decent enough cleaning and pain
regimen.
pain killer
I
regimen right
I
now going.
showed Jeff the hack of like the stabbing an Advil, like a liquid Advil, and squirting it into the tooth, and that apparently numbed it, and it's pretty intense, like
It's very
how
intense.
well it works though.
Well, and some of it went like down the back of my throat, and then I was like, "Am I gonna die?" Because it's like all of a sudden, like my throat was numb, and I couldn't
Yeah,
feel like me breathing.
yeah. You just
Um,
gotta keep breathing.
Snoopy says, "Tell you what, I woke up feeling like I was in some kind of massive battle in some other dimension, but I had a dream where I was in that battle. Been there.
I had a dream that it's a really weird dream. Like a lot of people that I knew were there, and we were at my grandma's old house, and I kept like I fell asleep, and we were at my grandma's old house, but our like the layout was similar to our house, and I fell asleep in one of the kids' rooms because I think it was like one of the cats were in there or something. And so I fell asleep in that room. And one of the kids, like, I don't think they were mad because it was the middle of the day, but they were just like, "Why are you sleeping in my room?" And I'm like, "Well, the cats are in here, or the cat is in here." And they're like, "Get out of my room." I was like, "Okay." So I went out and I went to like lay on my grandpa's recliner that was in his old house, and it like was it wasn't a recliner anymore when I walked up to it. It was like something else, like it morphed into like a
have you seen that girl on TikTok that just makes videos like that? They're just like
yes.
all the dream logic,
That is
like
what my dreams are like. I've never seen it so accurately described before.
they're so terrifying but funny at the same time, and I can't stop watching them. And it's like I don't know. Uh,
I'm just grateful I don't have a lot of dreams these days where my teeth are falling out, because that's a pretty common thing for
oh my
me.
god, if I could just have that dream.
No, you don't want that. It's not as fun as
My tooth hurts so much. I
I
don't
know,
know.
but like it's not going to be the tooth that hurts. It's going to be like I have frequent dreams where my front teeth just fucking fall out.
Snoopy says my knees hurt, my arms, shoulders, knuckles, head hurts. Like, what the fuck happened last night? You fought an interdimensional battle. You already told us.
Yes.
Like, you know what happened. Um. Snoopy also said, "What's up with these new rules?" Yeah, we're gonna be adding more structure to things over the coming weeks or so. It's not gonna happen all overnight. But we've had like uh twice in the past week in streams, like debates happen and people getting leaving with hurt feelings and us not knowing what to do, and there's just not enough structure happening. And that's my fault because I was just like, I don't know, mic's on, let's go. I also like keep going.
We have a very like loosey goosey kind of vibe, and that can be good, but when there's like things that happen that are heated, the loosey goosiness kind of does not work.
It's very similar. So like when I'm my whole approach to raising my children was always like, I'm not going to be the cop between you guys. Do that. And then as soon as I started bringing like other people in, namely you, it'd be like, I'd be like, you guys got to figure out these things between yourselves. Like someday you're gonna be adults having to figure things out, and then it would be like, hey, they're figuring things out by hitting each other. Oh,
yeah. One of them just bit the other one. I seen it happen. Like, what do I do? You'll be like, oh, that's not what I meant by figure it out amongst yourselves. But it would, and then it was great though.
Sam. Good morning, Vince.
But I policed too hard, and like then they started calling me every time they had a disagreement.
That was my whole. That's
like
that's
literally
the whole
they'd be
for
like
my approach.
They'd
like,
call me at work, and I'd be like, oh my god, is everything okay? And they'd be like, yeah, well, blah 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 blah, won't give me the remote, and it's my turn with the remote, and I said that she said that this is I've had it, and she had it all week, and she blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, this is not working. Like, I appreciate that you come to me with these problems and you think that I can resolve them for you. This is not it though. I'm at work. I'm sorry. Please don't fight each other. Give equal time with the remote. It don't like get physical with it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like use your words.
And so that, I don't know, that's always tends to be my approach, and I tend to set up environments that, like, whether it's work environments, these environments, everything, where I'm not taking care of people enough and not applying enough structure.
You like to give people ability to like stretch out and like feel like they're like their own person, but then like, and that's good. It's just like structure is also good.
Yeah. So you'll see some stuff getting added in the like about section rules, or maybe more even onto the like just like the chat rules thing. The main thing is just like they're often in this show, this thing happens where Celine and I are talking to each other, and chat is also happening, and they are like in two different worlds, and it's like an hour difference between like, and then
I'm more aware when the chat is moving, just because like I'm facing that way always. Like if I can't not look at Jeff and face this way, if that makes any sense. Like if I'm looking at Jeff, the screen is like in the background of my vision. But I just can't read everything because I have really bad eyesight. Like I can kind of read some of what is said, but like it requires a lot of like, I'll lean over.
I do everything for you
like
that Sam does for his chat, but it's broken now.
There's also a microphone right there that's like in my way when I'm trying to see. So, it's slightly.
I'll let you know if I ever get FFC fixed.
Please do. But yeah, I think that there might be a way to go about like, the splitter.
That's the plan, and then I was looking around for it yesterday because we had one in the studio, and then I was going to do that for forever, and then you kept saying, no, I don't want that.
Well,
and then now that I going to do it, I can't find the splitter, so I'm probably going to rebuy the splitter, and then that's how I always end up with 8 of one part.
I have a tablet.
You do have a tablet.
I just want to get a case for it before I start using it more frequently, because I mean, yeah, granted, it's just sitting right there.
But yeah, so that thing happens though, where like chat is like, we're way behind in chat, and we're talking to each other, and so we haven't even read all the comments, and like we're trying to maintain to like our like, oh, I want to react to this comment when it happens too, so we're not like reading ahead, and so if stuff is getting where people's feelings are getting uh like worked up and hurt and like things are getting out of control, at that point, like if the temperature is getting too high and we're not in there, it's like at that point mods can step in and should step in and do stuff. And that's not to say that that's the only situation that they can and should step in, but if any of the mod teams like, hey guys, cool it. I don't know how they're gonna phrase it. I'm really bad at this, I'm sorry. Cass has suggested they able to put the chat rules in the rules. It's very easy to double click. Yes. Yep, that's happening too. Chill motherfucker, Snoopy says, yeah. However they phrase it. If they're like, hey, let's cool down, guys. Or we need to stop talking. This conversation needs to stop talking about this or whatever.
Or redirect or whatever.
Yeah, they are an extension of us in those moments because we're not able to see that and be like,
yeah.
And they're, you know. Good morning, Shiki.
Can I borrow your phone?
No, I mean, you can, but it's plugged in over there. Because it was almost dead. Because
what I did with my phone.
Last night your phone was dead, and then mine was at like 5%.
Dead. It wasn't at 5%. It was at 20%.
By the time I unplugged it, yeah. But when I plugged it in, it was at 5. Morning Vince, morning Shiki, morning Snoopy. Shiki says it's basically 5% exactly.
But your phone dies less than mine for whatever reason. I don't know why mine dies so quickly, but it just does. The battery gets sucked up.
Oh, just all those games and apps.
I don't have any games on my phone.
You don't have any games on your phone?
Nah.
But yeah, if anyone has questions on that stuff, feel free to DM me. Like,
I'm gonna grab my phone just to have another means to, just in case.
And it's all a work in progress, so it's not all going to happen overnight. But yeah, well, and you know, I'm sorry because like it's my fault for not setting up more and more of a structure. I think the written rules are still be honest, be kind, be useful, which works for my brain, but there's not a whole lot of structure there. Cheeky says background app permissions and junk cluttering your phone drains it. Gotta make sure to clean it out. Did you just unplug my phone?
No.
Okay. Sam says all the things people are saying to fix FFZ are not working for me. I'm so sorry. Cheeky says I can draw up some extra rules today too. Yeah, that'd be helpful. Because I only have so many spoons, and it's our big inventory day. The good news though is we have time because we're not live again till Thursday here on Twitch. This is our last show till Thursday. Sam says also app clutter builds up over time. It's usually a good idea to factory reset every few years. Vince said to Sam, have you tried dragging it through the fire and flames?
Yes.
You find your phone?
I did.
We don't just talk about broken phones on the show. We also cover all the news you nerd. It's a whole segment called The Daily Quack. Silent Hill F has been preemptively banned in Australia with no reason given for the refused classification rating. This is from Scott McRae over at Games Radar. Sam said like leftover storage from app and OS updates. Yeah, so maybe you just need to like factory reset everything or something.
That would probably be helpful. Probably. I have had this phone for like 2 years now, I think. 2 years? Because I switched right before I went to Mommy Bay, so. Because I remember I gave my boss my old phone number, and he was like, this number doesn't work. And I was like, oops, my bad. Sorry.
Sam said, before you do that, if you use an authenticator app for logins, make sure you back up codes or you'll be locked out of everything. Yeah, we already went through that when she just like changed numbers.
Yeah, because I couldn't access anything that was linked to that phone number, and it's been a nightmare for certain things. I don't like. I'll probably remember once it becomes an inconvenience again, but like for a while, I was just like, okay, I guess I have to find my old phone, power it up, hope that Wi-Fi calling works because I don't have service on my old phone, but it still works. It's just it should not having of the service.
Vince said, this one actually excites me. I'm suspecting White Claudia references and usage. Tiki said, I also saw a headline that release date was accidentally leaked, and I'm curious if it actually was. And yeah, I feel like White Claudia is going to be a link to Been Thinking So with the focus on the flowers and some of the other stuff I thought during the trailer. Yeah, I'm excited. We've only seen very little of Silent Hill F in the grand scheme of things, and already it looks to be one of the scariest games in the series. Okay, you can pump your brakes there a little bit.
A little bit.
It's the first game in the series to be rated 18 plus in Japan, and the ESRB description from the game mentions faces ripped apart, a character burned alive inside a cage, and entrails and sinew displayed on serving platters. It all sounds par for the course for horror games these days, but okay. The game is seemingly so horrific that Konami felt the need to include a disclaimer on the game store page saying, if you feel uncomfortable at any point while playing, please take a break from playing or speak to someone you trust. That all seems like marketing bullshit. That entire paragraph seems like marketing bullshit to me, of just like, oh, people are throwing up in the theater. It's so gross. Like, that's, yeah. Well, the next bit of evidence in favor of Silent Hill F is going to be super scary has just dropped. The Australian government has released its own rating for the upcoming horror game, that being RC, which is refused classification. This also means that without changes to the game's content, it won't be released in Australia. While the Australia government website typically gives a reason for something being refused classification, the section for that simply says, for further information regarding the reason for this decision, please contact us. Games Radar has contacted the ratings board and will provide an update should we get a response. Vince says Australia has zero tolerance on drug usage, apparently. Yeah, the White Claudia link is probably a good...
I get real confused when you start saying White Claudia and you say Claudia instead of Claw, because my brain is just like White Claw.
Oh, yeah.
White Claw. That's, I don't know. I think that means I have a problem, but I don't, because I don't drink.
At least you weren't around when that was like such a big part of my like stupid comic selling brand, was the White Claw thing.
There are better, or there are worse things to
It said White Claw, yeah.
There are worse.
She said, "Oh yes, the White Claw underground production in Silent."
Yeah. There are worse things to have part of your brand, like if it was like fucking Captain Morgan or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I guess if you drink enough White Claw, then it gets there, but like you're gonna have to drink a lot of White Claw to get to the point where those are a little fizzy.
Yeah, my favorite thing is still
maybe.
That, like, I think it was a Reddit post where like this woman was talking about how her dad didn't know that they, because it was like, it's hard to remember that time, but like even though it was like only 10 years ago, but it was like back at the height, everyone for some reason was drinking seltzers. They were like, seltzers were everywhere. It was like the newfangled thing. Everyone was drinking, and there's all these different kind of, every week you'd go through the store and there was inevitably, here's bubbly, here's, gosh, what was the main brand that like of seltzer that everyone was drinking?
I thought it was bubbly.
No, bubbly was like the second.
Oh, Oh my god, I know. LaCroix.
LaCroix.
Yeah.
Here's
Sorry,
LaCroix.
I fucking hate LaCroix.
Here's bubbly. And every week you'd go through the store and there'd be like a brand new like seltzer. Everyone was like, ooh. Yes, thank you, Shiki LaCroix. And then you come through and like at some point they'd be like, here's ones with caffeine, here's ones with whatever. And White Claw was the like, here is LaCroix but with alcohol, right? Some woman's dad did not get the message and was just like, oh look, it's another form of bubbly, and so he was buying them and just drinking them on the way to work every day.
Mm-hmm.
And she wrote this very long Reddit post of having to explain to her dad that he was having like, I was drinking everyone on the way to work every day, and it was a good start to the day. I bet it was, Dad.
Yeah. I mean, a grown man drinking a White Claw versus me drinking a White Claw on the way to work. If I drank a White Claw on the way to work, I would not be able to drive, probably. I don't think a grown man would really notice. That's just speaking on like metabolism and like.
Yeah, it probably did just enough that he was like microdosing without knowing it. And it was just like, yeah. Uses theory stuff, the whole being with like gender discrimination in the ratings menu on Steam, so it adds it to our theories. Interesting. Snoopy's the best weeks of work he had in his life. Leave him alone.
Oh, there's an article. Is it the same article or different?
This one?
No, the one Shiki posted.
Silent Hill F is no longer banned in Australia, but it still sounds.
Jeff, you're slipping.
What? The ban on Silent Hill F has been retracted in Australia. The initial ban handed down by the classification board was presumably an automated result. Okay. Sorry, I'm reporting false news, apparently.
Wow.
That's what I get for picking my articles 6 hours before. She said also last night was horror show, absolute nightmare fuel. Woke up in what sounded like bursting in my apartment. I looked over. Sweet Pea figured out how the door on his tank worked.
Snakes are shifty like that.
Snakes are amazing.
My mom's snake used to always get out in our house, and my grandma would like my grandma she didn't dislike snakes. She just very much like didn't want to touch them, basically. And the snake would get out, and my grandma would have an absolute like meltdown, and my mom would just be like, it's fine, like, just, I'll go get her. But grandma would be like, no, Selena's here, and she's small. And to be fair, it was a pretty big snake, but like, my grandma thought the snake was going to come after me or something. And I was even just like, Grandma, what the heck? Like, I just want to snuggle the snake.
When I first started the comic shop and working for the other guy before that too, for whatever reason, we had a bunch of retired cops that were coming in. And it's just, you get different groups of people coming in at different times over the history of a store, right? And for whatever reason, yeah, the demographic of comic book people was a bunch of retired cops. And say what you will about retired cops, they have the best stories. And if you can get them talking, you can hear some like the crazy thing. And one of my favorites was this guy talking about how at one point in an apartment complex, they came in, the guy had like passed away, and when they got into the apartment, he apparently had a bunch of snakes. There's like a bunch of snake cages.
Mm-hmm.
And so they called in an animal person to come in. They're like, we don't know what any of this is. Like, if we bring, and the person came in and was immediately like, you got to get everyone out of here. And they're like, oh, we need to leave this apartment. And they're like, no, you need to get everyone out of this building. So they had to leave everyone in the building because he had a bunch of snakes, I guess he wasn't supposed to have, that are like dangerous.
Oh.
And they could tell they had all, since he had passed away, like gotten out. So like they had gotten out everywhere, and it's an apartment building, so everything's connected. So they had to like get everyone out, and then they had to like spend like, I think it was like a week finding every single snake in the various places.
I bet they were scared though.
I'm sure, but like also like don't have animals that you're not like, you know, there's plenty of beautiful, wonderful, and amazing snakes you're allowed to have. Have those snakes.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment, but like still.
Who said if there's snakes in my house, even if it was a pet that got loose, that shit surprised me at that moment. Yeah, a lot of people, I have to watch, I have that reaction to birds, and I feel really bad. It's not the birds' fault. But like, we were at my mom's house the other day, and we were like, Selena was like, let's go see the chickens. And I was like, okay. And I went out and I was like, I would like to go back inside now, please.
Yes, I don't like these.
It's just that the way they move, the very erratic way, like but instantly my fight or flight kicks into gear.
Regardless, though, I would never, even if there was another, like I try really, really hard, even with like bugs and stuff that I don't like, to not have that reaction of like, if I'm scared of something, I usually try to get away from it. I'm not going to hurt the thing that I'm afraid of. Like it's an animal. It's small. It can't super defend itself. And
G said, I would like it on the record, snake owners actually usually take care of their snakes really well. I would also like it on the record that the ones that don't really don't. Maybe says everything like for me, I don't have the old flight skills. Just kill it. Just fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with that, just because I deeply value small creatures' lives. So.
Give me a second. I gotta find an article that I can read because something that was free on my phone is not free on browser. Because
thanks, Obama. I'm just kidding.
Sure, I'll accept your. Oh my goodness. Okay, nope, can't read it there either. Guess we're going to Lad Bible. All right. 15 million people at risk of having their DNA sold after company files for bankruptcy. This is from Joe Harker at Lad Bible, by the way. People who signed up to use services of biotech company 23andMe have been warned that the data about their DNA could be at risk after it filed for bankruptcy. 23andMe offered DNA testing to find out your ancestry, where you could send in...
Ow! Sorry. I cracked my back and it really hurt.
That was the most adorable ow I've heard in my life.
It just surprised me too, so... Hold on. Okay. All right, I'm done.
23andMe offered DNA testing to find your ancestry, where you could send in a sample and they tell you as much as they could about your body and your family. However, the company announced on Sunday that it initiated voluntary Chapter 11 proceedings, which is American for a certain type of bankruptcy. It's typically known as reorganization bankruptcy, where the company is given time to sort out their debts and finances. In this case, to facilitate a sale to process to maximize the value of the business. The company also said they were doing this to commence a process to sell substantially all of its assets. But it also includes the information they have amassed over the years of operation. If and when someone buys 23andMe, that'd mean that they also get all of that information from about 15 million customers who signed up with their very personal information, about as personal as it could get with your DNA. Given the company's financial difficulties, California Attorney General Rob Bonta had already sent out a warning to people, reminding me of their right to have their data deleted. He said, given 23andMe's reported financial distress, I remind Californians to consider invoking their rights and directing 23andMe to delete their data and destroy any samples of genetic material held by the company. For people who've used 23andMe and want to do that, they should go to their account on the site and hop into the settings and scroll down till you find a bit called 23andMe Data. Hit View, download your own data, then scroll to the Delete Data option, telling the site to permanently delete data when offered. You'll get an email from 23andMe about this asking if you're sure and confirm your request. You can also tell 23andMe to destroy the DNA sample you sent them, as the customers had the option of letting the company keep the sample in storage. If you hop into the preferences bit of your account and tell them you don't want them to keep that sample, then they have to get rid of it. You might also want to check out the research and product consents section in your account settings and tell 23andMe that you no longer consent to your data being used by them or third-party researchers. You're right?
Yeah, just I get the pen. I had to make a noise while I did it because it was necessary. I don't know.
Snoopy said, I'm glad I haven't done any of those genetic testings. Vince says, can you imagine purchasing a DNA thing a decade ago and now discovering companies can buy it from the flailing corpse of the company you paid? Yeah. Cheeky says they say to delete it, but who says it's actually deleted on their end? LOL. That was my first thought. Like who's gonna, like... At some point, someone's gonna buy a box of data, and it's like, what's gonna stop them from knowing whether the thing is like actually taken care of or not? Vince says, but you have a written notice and written compliance. You have legal vein to base suit on if they lie, unless they make your DNA into a Resident Evil Pursuit boss monster, then just sign up and chase protagonists who can't use tank control. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. The thing Snoopy though saying I'm glad I never did it is the way DNA works though is if anyone of your family did, you basically did. So you have to hope anyone who's ever been related to you never did this. It's crazy. She says, like, bad snake owners make snake owners turn pale with the stuff they pull that said, do avoid laws that say venomous snakes are illegal because hollyhock would count venomous and harmful to humans are very different. Yeah, from what I remember of the story that I'm trying to remember from years and years ago, and all hearsay is that it was a bunch of things that were harmful for humans, hence the evacuating the apartment building. G says, I got DNA testing. They can sell it. I respect other people's fears. I'm just apathetic. Bring on the apocalypse. I got this. Shiki says to Vince, that's all true, but you'd have the burden of proof against a massive company. Yeah. Unless it sells for pennies, I guess, but my guess is no, it's going to sell for a lot of money, and we're not going to understand the horrible shit they're going to do with this information until 10 years from now, and we're going to be like, oh, remember when we read that story?
Yeah.
Hey, Linda Cardellini is Crystal Lake's Pamela Voorhees.
Like, Jason's mom?
Yes.
She's so pretty.
She's very pretty.
I love her. I first saw her in Mad Men, and that's when I first got a crush on her, I think. Actually, it might have been is it the Scooby-Doo movie she's also in?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yes.
I can't really super remember which one I seen first. I want to say Scooby-Doo movie because that makes more sense for my age. But
whereas I'm Freaks and Geeks.
I was also watching Mad Men far too early in my life.
Did we do another watch through of Freaks and Geeks?
We never did one.
What? Have you never watched Freaks and Geeks?
I have. We didn't do it together though.
Oh, okay. Shiki said Jason's mom has got it going on. All right. Linda Cardellini, this is, by the way, Emma Keats at AV Club that says Linda Cardellini was dead to me for Netflix, and now she'll be a killer for Peacock. The Freaks and Geeks actor officially became the first cast member to enroll at Camp Crystal Lake for A24's Friday the 13th prequel series for The Hollywood Reporter. She'll play Pamela Voorhees, the mother of the masked man, Jason Voorhees. And spoiler warning for nearly half-century-old film. In the OG movie, She was a big deal. Specific Crystal Lake plot details have been kept under wraps, so it's not clear as of this writing exactly how big Cardellini's role will be. That's up to Brad Caleb Kane, an executive producer on Mac's competing horror prequel. It welcomed a Derry, who gained the titles of creator, writer, and showrunner after A24 parted ways with the original writer Brian Fuller in 2024. As THR points out, Kane's creator designation implies that none of Fuller's material will be used. From the moment I watched Jason Voorhees squeeze a guy's eyeball out of its socket in glorious 3D at the tender age of 8 years old, I knew my creative path would someday destined to converge with the man behind a mask, Kane said in a statement. That's amazing. Nothing defined my childhood more than growing up in the golden age of the slasher flick, and nothing's defined the genre more than Friday the 13th. I couldn't be more excited for the opportunity to contribute a chapter to this iconic franchise, particularly with such fearless partners as Peacock and A24. Apparently, Jiu coughed on her food, trying to eat while Cheeky made the song. What my body tried to do was laugh. The food of the way made it. I've been there so many times. Carnellini will be hard pressed to find time to watch or rewatch all 12 Friday the 13th films in between projects, as she's currently has on the docket. She's filming the HBO comedy DTF St. Louis and will appear in both Way of the Warrior Kid opposite Chris Pratt and Nonus with Lorene Bracco, Susan Sarandon, and Vince Vaughn. Recently, she also appeared in Netflix No Good Deed, Hulu's Nutcrackers, and Marvel's Hawkeye. Also, Freaks and Geeks is amazing, and we should do a watch through of it. Maybe when we get done with Invincible.
Well, they're still watching Breaking Bad too.
This is why I like movies instead of shows, because it's just
tough. You started them with me, so
okay.
I even said I'll watch Breaking Bad by myself. I'll watch it by myself. It's fine. And you're like, no, we watch it together, and so we watched it together.
No, I said we could watch it by yourself.
You said I could watch most of it by myself.
Yeah.
I don't even know what most of it means.
Oh.
There's like 7 seasons, or 6 or 5 or something. I really don't know.
You said, also be clear, Jeff, I did assume they were death snakes. I was just clarifying some people just rolled out the banned garter snakes and hog noses. Thumbs up. I believe in your research. Yeah, sometimes people get like weirdly like they don't look clearly at like what they're doing with that kind of stuff. All right. Experts celebrate rediscovery of rare species 120 years after it went missing.
What?
That's
a bunny.
This is from Craig Girard.
That's a bunny.
Yahoo News. That is indeed a bunny.
It's a bunny.
Yeah, it's a story about bunnies. I figured you would be down.
Yeah.
We can skip the story.
No.
Okay.
I don't want to.
After 120 years, scientists in Mexico have discovered a type of rabbit long thought extinct.
Aww.
The Amiltemi cottontail rabbit was finally spotted on camera in the conifer forest of Mexico's Sierra Madre del Sur. The 5-year mission to explore new galaxies. The 5-year mission to find the elusive Amiltemi rabbit was led by ecologist Jose Alberto Almazian Catalan. Locals had claimed for years that they regularly hunted Amiltemi rabbits, but scientists could never seem to find them. With the information from the locals, the scientists set up a series of cameras that eventually started capturing footage of the rabbits, and Amazon Catalan was thrilled. I was completely amazed and very happy to have the opportunity to see one. The effort was done in conjunction with Rewild as part of the global initiative to locate and protect animals and plants that have not been seen for 10 years or longer. The goal of the effort is to protect and restore our planet, and it has been successful. The Amiltemi rabbit marks the 13th species Rewild has rediscovered. But the work is not over. Now that the species has been rediscovered, scientists hope to learn more about elusive rabbits They want to gain insight into their reproductive habits as well as the role the species plays in the mountains so that they can better be preserved and protected. Conservation efforts are not limited to just rediscovering species. For example, conservationists have recently had success reintroducing pygmy pigs in India, and creative efforts in Tristan da Cunha to save a very rare bird species, the Wilkins bunting. The ability to save and preserve all the species in our diverse planet is extremely important. All species are part of the biosphere and are essential to a healthy and thriving ecosystem. The Amitami rabbits are a perfect example of this, as Jose Alberto Almazan Catalan explains. Sorry, I'm going to butcher that name every single time. Part of it's just like the text of this article. For whatever reason, that like white background with that text, my brain is just like turning it into mush.
Yeah, that's okay.
Their droppings are super important for soil fertility, apparently. They're the base of the food chain for predators such as snakes, owls, tigrillos, ocelots, pumas, and coyotes. What is a tigrillo?
A tiger and an armadillo? Oh, they're cute. Baby.
Let me see if I can. Yeah, those things are cute. They're just babies. Like I don't understand. Like I would boop that nose so fast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if I lose a hand.
Looks like waffles. But like with tiger, what tiger? Do you hear my stomach? It's like blah 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 blah. Hungry.
Go eat some food.
No, okay, I'll walk away from the show.
All right. I ate like a bunch like within like an hour or two last night or 3.
Yeah, I tried to stop you before you went to go get more food, like 30 minutes before we went to bed, because I was just like, I don't think that's good for your tum tum to like.
But I didn't eat all day because of the tooth thing, and so that then like I was like I'd figured out like kind of how to eat and then clean it, eat and then clean it, and then it was like. Then I was like, I've eaten all the food, and then I'd be like, I'm still hungry because I went all day without eating, and
that makes sense.
It's a bad mix. You said there's venomous snakes that don't moida people. What? Yeah, they're only deadly to frogs. They're actual convos biologists have had with politicians. I bet. She also said, fun fact: Holly can't even hurt me. Like unless I'm allergic to his venom, it doesn't even hurt. If I'm allergic, it hurts less than a bee sting. A normal bee sting. And then said Bunny Wabbit. Vince says, I didn't even know Ice Nine Kills music until they popped onto one of my newer Pandora stations. Ice Nine Kills is amazing.
Yes. We need to see them live again.
We do need to see them live again.
That was the best. I was sick during the end of that show though. Like it was like a build up to me having like a sinus infection or something, and I remember just getting back from that and you being like, you're gonna take NyQuil and go to bed, and I'm like, I don't want to take NyQuil.
You were very mad at me. Sam says I'm gonna try to beat the Kingdom Hearts 1 Super Boss. Wish me luck. Good luck.
Good luck. You can do it. I believe in you.
If those of you that don't know Ice Nine Kills, they're this incredible band that every song they do these days is pretty much is a send up of a horror movie. It's great. When you see them live in concert, it's more akin to seeing something like a Guar show where they're doing a whole stage show for each horror movie per song. And
it's amazing.
It's amazing. They do full outfit changes and everything.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Jeff was like determined to try to get us up front during it, and we managed to get not like super super close, but closer than I thought we were gonna get. And it was so funny because every person that I've ever gone to a concert with has always had that like, all right, we're pushing through, we're going up front, and I've always been like, but I didn't get here to on time to go up front. I shouldn't be able to push past these people, and I feel like bad that I'm like pushing up front, but at the same time, people are very likely to let me go up front because I'm like 4'9", and they're usually just like, oh yeah, that's a tiny human, like
Yeah, let
let the
them go
tiny one.
forward.
There have been like grown ass men that have tried to like purposely stand in front of me.
Why?
Because sometimes grown ass men are not grown ass men actually and little babies. But no, they don't like it that I guess I was trying to see past them, and so they'd like step further in front of me because they got there before I did, and
That's weird.
it's not their fault I'm short, etc. And I'm just like, okay, but it's your fault you're standing in front of me, so maybe move.
Did you know before we brought cats over, Native Americans were taming bobcats? I've never wanted to punch John Smith more in my life than finding out we could have had pet bobcats.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
I still would pet a bobcat.
Yeah. Every time I see pictures of them, and I'm just like, any wild cats, any of the big cats, I'm just like, yeah.
Bug has such a like wild cat, like big cat energy. I don't know how to describe it. He like has that like he has the face of like a big cat. And when I pet him, he like his mouth kind of opens. And I think it's cuz he's got like tooth stuff, like he doesn't have a back tooth.
Mhm.
And so his just the way his mouth is like lays
Yeah,
differently.
I'm gonna start acting like Bug.
Just open mouth breathe at me. He does. He open mouth breathes at me, and
I get it though. It feels so much better on that tooth wound. You're just like,
yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Well, he doesn't have a wound. He just doesn't have a tooth.
G says the cat is not showing affection for people, although we think, oh, that's sweet. They're telling other cats, this is my human. Stay away from my toy, my provider of cat food. Whatever that cat sees as the human in terms of benefit to the cat. Pets do show affection in lots of ways. Slow blinks, presenting their bellies, physically sitting on, leaning against you, but the cheek rub isn't one of them. Size in ways that snakes mark their territory. First cats. I'm very jealous of cat owners. Very, very jealous. Yeah, cats are wonderful.
They are. Bug is like
what's up,
territorial
Lindsay?
over me to the point that he tries to square up with Jeff, which is super funny because he will like sometimes we'll be standing in the dining room talking and he'll like kind of barrel his way in, and I know he's like, okay, mom, like you're paying too much attention to this guy, and it's my turn because he'll put his whole body, like he'll lean and put his whole body on my like ankles and look, be like, okay, we're gonna just move away from this guy. Or when we're on the couch, Bug will like sit in between us. Or if I'm already laying on Jeff, Bug will get on top of me and like put both his paws right on my shoulders and just be looking directly at me. Like,
you're mine now, mom.
Yeah, it's cute. It's a little overwhelming at times because he's a big boy and having a big cat lay on you.
She says it comes out the butt end with snakes. What does that mean?
What?
It comes out the butt end with snakes. I don't know.
I don't understand. What are you doing? I'm confused.
Well, speaking of butts, every Tuesday.
Oh, they have scent fluids.
Have they scent fluids that come out of their
That's what I thought
with?
was happening, but I thought maybe you meant like they like wrap their tail around you as well.
Every Tuesday we ask a very important question.
I don't want to.
With
So
Selena's
I'm
favorite
gonna take
theme
this
song.
time while you do that to go pee. I'll wait for you to start it though, so I know that you're still doing it. Well,
it's just a song. It's an
Okay,
intro
go
to the
ahead.
segment.
Turn it on then. Let's go.
Cannot be an asshole, cause Reddit is telling me it's not so. And if it's one thing that we know, it's that Reddit's never wrong.
Instead, speaking about it, hello, Cap. Good morning. I don't know why. I don't know why Selena doesn't like that song. It's solid. It's very, very solid. The music's super quiet. Okay, I'll work on that. Is too quiet better than too loud? That's a question. All right, this one was actually submitted by Shiki. Am I the asshole for throwing out my cursed coffee table after it tried to kill me? So this happened last weekend, and my friends won't shut up about it. I, 27 male, had a bit too much to drink at a small gathering at my place. Probably White Claws. Nothing crazy, just some beers and whiskey while watching a game. At some point, I stood up to grab another drink, but the universe, or more specifically, my coffee table, had other plans. This coffee table is old. Shiki says definitely.
Better. You don't want to be perceived. Oh, okay. I'll let him back.
Giyu was talking about something entirely innocuous, and then the Autobot blocked "Kiss Your Snake."
This is sex words. Oh my god.
That's amazing. She says, I mean, that can mean two things, apparently. All right. So this happened last weekend, and my friends won't shut up about it. I, 27-year-old male, had a bit too much to drink at a small gathering at my place. Nothing crazy, just some beers and whiskey while watching a game. At some point, I stood up to grab another drink, but the universe, or more specifically, my coffee table, had other plans.
What?
This is, am I the asshole for throwing out my cursed coffee table after it tried to kill me?
Okay.
The coffee table is old, like weirdly old. I got it from a thrift store a few months ago because I had this cool antique look. But I swear from the moment I brought it home, weird things started happening. My cat refused to go near it. My TV remote would always disappear under it, and I kept stubbing my toe on it even when I knew I had cleared it.
It's mold.
It's mold?
It's mold. You lose your remote because the mold is giving you memory issues. You stub your toe because the mold is giving you
So you're
perception
saying
issues.
the coffee table is moldy?
The coffee table is probably moldy.
You think everything is mold?
Mold explains a lot of things, Jeff.
Okay. Anyway, back to the fateful night. I was walking past it when I swear it moved. Like I didn't trip. I felt it nudge under my skin. I went flying, landed hard, and smashed into my face, into the armrest of my couch. Blood everywhere, possible broken nose, and my friends laughing their asses off while I ranted about how the table was cursed and out to get me. The next morning, I woke up with a massive headache from both alcohol and my face being busted and decided enough was enough. I dragged the table outside and left it on the curb. My roommate, 24-year-old female, was furious because she actually liked the table and thought I was being ridiculous. She said I was blaming my drunkenness on a piece of wood, and that I should have at least waited to sober up before making a rash decision. Now our friend group is split. Half of them agree with my roommate that I was just drunk and reckless, while the other half, the ones who have also stubbed their toes on the damn thing, say I was justified in getting rid of the haunted table.
It's just a table. I don't think anyone needs to get upset about it getting rid of. Just get another table. Unless they can't get another table. Like if that was the only table and they like can't afford to get another coffee table, I could understand. I was very sad when our children broke part of our coffee table. We had a nice glass coffee table, and the glass part got broken.
It sure did. But nobody did it.
No.
Nobody did.
No, especially not the kids stepping directly on it, in which I witnessed multiple times, and they're like, "We aren't doing that."
Vince said, Jeff, you should tell Lena about our D&D campaign when the city went nuts. I need more context because I don't remember that as clearly as you two. Cheeky says, I swear to God, I thought I sent you one where they asked if they were an asshole for not getting rid of the table because his friend said it was haunted. Why is my brain like this? It could be. It was right. Vince said, oh shit, never mind. It was right before you joined. Okay. It could be. They could be connected because the one you sent me got deleted, and then this one was, but that makes it all even more interesting because I had to like find this one, and I was like, oh, it got reposted because the one that Shiki sent me got deleted, but maybe
They changed it.
they changed it. Okay,
Huh.
sorry,
Weird.
I failed you. I did my best.
I'm gonna go ahead and say not the asshole, though, because, like, if you don't like that coffee table, you don't have to keep that coffee table.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this one?
Am I the asshole for giving my cousin big boobs on an illustration I did of her?
Is this a man or a woman? Is this a man or a woman?
I gotta assume it's a man. It does not list it. I have to assume
Okay, then it's definitely a man.
All right. Am I the asshole for giving my cousin big boobs on an illustration I did of her? So my cousin, let's call her Ashley, is a pretty big video game fan. She likes all sorts of games, but enjoys RPGs the most. She has a fair share of different posters up in her room, some of which are art she had commissioned on DeviantArt. What she likes to do is have the artist illustrate her dressed as a character, like a cosplay. For example, she has one of herself as Zelda, playfully kissing Link. So anyway, being a bit of an artist myself, I decided to do one of these illustrations as a Christmas present. Final Fantasy VII Remake was her favorite game, and I know her favorite character is Tifa. And for those of you who don't know, Tifa traditionally is depicted as a pretty busty character. My cousin, however...
Is she? I mean, is she, like in the games, though? Does she really? Because I don't... I'm being genuine. I don't remember. I thought she's pretty average sized, but to be fair, I'm not, like, sitting there, like, documenting their measurements or anything.
I have to say, like, I've never really thought hard about Tifa's breast size, if I'm being, like, really serious.
Yeah.
But Shiki says, I think compared to her body size, yes, she's portrayed as busty. Yeah, it was like, I didn't think about it till I read this
Google
paragraph earlier, and then I was like, I guess, yeah, she's... Sam said Lena setting the internet on fire saying Tifa's average.
I don't think she's average overall. I was saying her breast size might be average.
Like, this says, Merry Christmas, cousin. I painted this picture of your huge terms to surface.
Oh, okay, yeah, they're... I guess that's average.
He says, being a bit of an artist myself. Yeah.
You said I made a great lead poisoning joke. What? Where? I lost it. In the chat.
Okay, I will circle back to the Shiki, the screenshot of yours, so that we can read your original one too. Once we get past this nightmare. G says, I always notice her boobs because as a boob owner, I appreciated a big chested girl who wears a sports bra. Okay. G said, you said the mold thing, and I typed this. Come on, Lena, give some points to lead paint. That is true.
Oh, okay. Yeah, lead paint's also a big problem. But molds, I have like a weird fear of mold for some reason. I don't quite, I think it spawned from my grandma and her just like intense making me afraid of literally everything. But for some reason I have this like phobia of mold. Like anytime we get like any mildew in our bathroom, I'm like, shut the whole thing down. Leave the windows open. I'm spraying bleach on the walls. Like, and yeah, it's not a good time.
Anyways, being a bit of an artist myself, I decided to do one of these illustrations as a Christmas present. Final Fantasy VII Remake was her favorite game, and I know her favorite character is Tifa. Those of you that don't know, Tifa is traditionally depicted as a pretty busty character. My cousin, however, is kind of flat in comparison, but not totally. How do you know this much about your cousin's boobs?
That's a bit weird.
If it's relevant, she's maybe an A or a B cup if I had to guess.
What the fuck? Okay, you're an asshole. Weird.
Simpson, boss down, 2 tries, much less scary than Sephiroth.
What the fuck
Is the story?
So
I was faced with the dilemma of how to draw the boobs. As silly as it sounds, do I stay more true to the character or to her physique? I mean, when it comes to cosplay, I can see working with the way your body is proportioned, but since it was an illustration, I thought I would take certain liberties to stay true to the character's original design. So to quickly sum this up, my sister saw the finished illustration before I sent it to Ashley. She was basically like, dude, what's with the implants? She's your cousin. That's creepy. I explained to her about the character's design, but after the discussion, she thought I should have toned it down. But there wasn't any time to make readjustments, not to mention it was already going to arrive after Christmas because of issues getting it printed. You're getting it printed?
That's weird.
And not being able to get it to the post office in time. I decided to send it out as it was. Tracking shows that it should be getting there tomorrow. Am I the asshole for illustrating my cousin with big boobs?
Yes. Yes. Yes, you are. I recommend therapy. For you and your cousin, probably, because, like, when they find out you did this.
She says also, kind of flat in comparison, she has, like, D's, sir. Also, some dudes have zero idea what B cups like. I couldn't tell you what any of those letters mean. Because I don't have... It's so weird to me. Like,
I mean, to be fair, I can't. Every time I have to actually wear a bra, and I don't wear a bra, I hate wearing bras. And I have to go get sized or whatever, like Victoria's Secret, going to get measurements done. Like, I don't understand any of it.
yeah.
And it's also weird because sometimes you can fit into a different size depending on what store it is or what kind of bra it is. Having boobs is complicated.
She said, also, I promised cousins like a C as almost like 100%. Like if they stick out a little, that's an A cup. Shiki says I wouldn't call him an asshole, but I would call him creepy. She said I asked my sister's opinion and then said I couldn't change it. Eye twitches and works with professional artists. Shiki says if you have a Lane Bryant nearby, go there instead unless you only buy yes bras.
Oh, Victoria's Secret.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
own it's rough because it's like I thought as like a younger teenager and younger teenager and like young adult that Victoria's Secret bras were supposed to be like the most comfortable because they were expensive. And so, and like my mom and my like older female people in my life were just like, yeah, go there because that's where you want to buy bras. But I find them uncomfortable. Like I think I have a couple sports bras from them, but like they're actual like wiry nonsense. I hate them. But yeah, I will try that because
I know nothing about bras, but what I know
Fair.
about corporate America is that what often happens is a brand earns a reputation with one generation by being like actually a good quality product and then by the time the next generation, and they're like, oh, always go with these, they're the best. At that point, they're just making money and making a worse product, but they've earned the reputation to be able to do that.
They have cute underwear there, though, but other than that, they're kind of not great.
The top comment on this is, you're the asshole. Assuming you changed the face to resemble your cousin, it wouldn't make sense for you to not do the same for the rest of her. To which the person said, it isn't uncommon for cosplayers to pad to look more like the character they're cosplaying. To which someone said, yeah, but that's their choice. Totally different from someone else giving them bigger boobs in a drawing of them. This person says, LOL, what? If someone made an illustration of me as, say, Goku, I would expect them to make a character buff with my face and probably black or yellow hair as opposed to my dirty blonde. I wouldn't expect them to draw it to look like my out of shape ass. There's no different. There's lots of difference. Jesus, I'll suggest a buff where I like Tifa's design because I will not be slandered. It is wholesome. Yeah, it's not the same thing. There is so much difference, she says. Yeah. Tifa says, I don't know, that OP is an asshole or even creepy. If I were drawing said character, I would be drawing the character, then basically transposing the head of the cousin to the character. The fact that the character has a large bust is a character thing. If you change the rest of the character to match what said person looks like in real life, then it's changing the character. So Snoopy, I get that, and I think that I would do that and then go like, oh no, what have I done on the other side of it? Like the intention, something can be creepy without the intention being creepy. Like the result can be creepy even if the intention was like, oh yeah, like if you drew like the whole body and then you just drew your cousin's face on it. Sam says, I feel like a lot of these takes come from the guys that were mad that they made Tifa's boobs smaller in FF7 Rebirth. Is that a thing? G says, I think him mentioning, like, my cousin's breast size is likely this. Also, again, very important, this would be a side eye if this was a commission. This was a cousin. I don't care if your cousin is a Hollywood Chris. You don't make them hot for a gift.
Yeah, that's a bit, yeah. And even having your sister be like, dude, why do you care this much about her boobs? Like, it's your cousin.
I like the bit of an artist myself.
That, yeah.
Apparently he's 32. The cousin is 27.
Okay, that's nice, I guess.
He also says she has a few full body illustrations, but their bodies are either normally proportioned or have bulky armor like Samus. So it was hard to use anything as a reference.
I can't really say what I would have, like, I would, if you're gonna draw somebody as a character, I don't know that like spending this much time on the bust size is really necessary, on if I'm being honest, but I don't know. Again, as somebody who hates bras and thinks boobs are unnecessary and annoying sometimes, I can't relate. Having them, I mean, I don't.
Like, I don't know. I guess.
My wife. That says my wife.
Like, you could just make the image basically this.
I want to see the image. I need to know. I need to see this cursed image.
Oh, that statue's cool.
Do you have safe search on, by the way?
I have no idea.
Okay, because you're scrolling through it, and I'm just like, be careful, please.
She said my brain went out the window and is just repeating, my cousin is very flat and my cousin is likely A or B cup tops. Also, him being in his 30s makes it worse, so much worse. Hi, nice to meet you. Hi. Expected him to be like 19 to 22.
Yeah. That would make more sense. As a 30-something-year-old man, Jeff, can you relate to caring that much about the proportions of fan art of your cousin?
No, and this is really barking on up the wrong tree, because even if I was being creepy, I've never gotten the boob thing. I've just never...
Oh, you're not a boob guy?
I'm not a boob guy.
Oh, that's fair.
Always been born and bred an ass man here. But like I've never gotten that thing. So like really barking up the wrong tree trying to shit. But yeah, you shouldn't know
You should know better in your 30s that this is kind of a social faux pas.
Faux pas.
At the very least. I don't know.
But like there's definitely those things where it's She says, hell yeah, Jeff ass made it right up.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
G said, is there such a thing as a shoulder guy? Can I be that? Sure.
I've had people say I have really nice collarbones before, it was another woman. It was another woman. It's okay. They were like, God, your collarbones are so hot. And I was like...
Was it a drunk woman in a bathroom?
No, it was on my Facebook.
Okay.
So...
Your collarbones are so hot?
My collarbones, these.
Interesting.
I guess I have nice collarbones.
Yeah, they're good for you.
I don't know how... They're just bones in my chest area.
He said, did she try to take you home? That sounds like vaguely serial killer-ish, I'm not gonna lie.
You have really nice collarbones. I took it as a nice compliment. But then I realized quickly later in life no one else had ever complimented me on my collarbones, so I think about it pretty frequently.
Long has Lena told me tales of like how sweet and wonderful and kind and amazing these moments of like just drunk women in bathrooms are.
It's another world in there.
And there's like a kind of country-ish song that's like going kind of crazy right now that is just like, and no one will understand the love of drunk women in bathrooms.
Yeah, it's like it's a woman who wrote and performed the song too. So it's not a man being like, I don't understand women's bathrooms. It's like, yeah. It's great.
She'll tell you what the beer won't tell you. I'm like, oh my god.
It's a weirdly wholesome song. I expected to like hate it, and I didn't hate it.
Sam says, I don't know if I'm just broken, but I can't just look at a woman and be like, ah, yes, they are so-and-so cup. So him talking about their cup size was immediately coming off like he studied her way too much. No, that was my immediate thought as well.
Yeah. And it's like there is a world where like people don't sexualize boobs and are just like, yeah, that person's got this going on or that person's got blah, blah, blah going on. But like it does seem, given other things in this post, that he
thinks about his cousin in that way.
Kinda. Yeah. I don't know.
But maybe not.
He could just be taking everything very literally too. Like he could just be like, I really want this to be accurate.
Yes.
Which is still, it's just socially uncomfortable. But
yeah,
I'm sure he'll figure it out when he gifts it to her and she has a reaction. Hopefully.
He mailed it to her, so there's no reaction.
Well, he's gonna have to see her. Oh my god, can you imagine the like family like get-togethers now? Like, yeah, that's so and so.
She's like wearing like 4 sweatshirts.
He gifted me this picture of me.
Shiki said, oh yeah, I've experienced the drunk woman in the bathroom, and generally it's pretty accurate. They're so kind and sweet. Nothing hypes you up like a drunk woman in the bathroom.
It's true.
G says, a drunk woman in the bathroom got on me for being hot without makeup once. And G also says, I get the vibe he talks about every woman in the way that way and doesn't know how to turn it off. You do get that sometimes where like guys are the worst, and I think like one of like I see it in the comic shop sometimes. It's like where guys have only learned to socialize by like that like gross locker room talk, and like I have to like kind of hold their hand through like being able to have other conversations.
Oh, I'm not going to hold anybody's hand if anyone says anything like that in front of me at the comic shop.
Yeah, but it's like you're not wrong, but also there's this like thing where there are a bunch
I'll hold your hand as I escort you out the door.
There's a bunch of neurodivergent people, and sometimes like that's how they learn to socialize, unfortunately, is just like, oh, if I say things and repeat these things, people laugh, ha 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 ha. And they never learn social skills beyond that because no one's had the patience to like actually talk and interact with them, and other than like those things.
I guess, but also you have to keep in mind of like the women in the room at the time and
100%.
making sure that they feel safe and
100%.
not
I'm not saying. I would just point out like the saddest percentage of the thing where it's just like it's clear like they don't even like think and feel that. It's just like they're aping this thing that they heard. They're like, you say this, it
and
makes
it gets a reaction. Yeah.
Sam says, I have a story to tell you later, Jeff. I sent a DM to remind me. Okay. Cheeky said, her boobs are much rounder than Tifa's, so I decided to draw them pointy. What was the treasure comment in the RPG channel? I don't know. Sam says, I'm still deducting points for him not drawing her as polygons, trying to keep to the original. All right. Shiki said, I see a treasure map up there. Oh, I don't see treasure. They're just treasure colored. No context. Kingdom Hearts with Shiki. Since I've been posting no context Kingdom Hearts quotes for the last week. That's amazing. Okay. This is the thing that Shiki I originally said Shike.
Shike.
Here's what Shike originally sent us and then got deleted. Am I the asshole for refusing to get rid of my coffee table because my friend says it's cursed after what happened at a party? Shiki, that spelling of it with the apostrophe is my favorite. It says, I mean, she is K, so yeah.
I like you. It is in fact not okay to try to guess everyone's chest size upon meeting them, not even family. That's worse, Greg. So much worse.
A few weeks ago, I hosted a little get-together at my apartment. Nothing wild, just some drinks, music, and a few friends hanging out. The night was going great until my friend Kayla, 23 female, had a very unfortunate accident. She tried a little too much to drink, and at one point, she tripped over and absolutely nothing and went face first into my glass coffee table.
Oh my god, ow.
It didn't shatter, but she smacked her forehead so hard that she ended up with a big bruise and a mild concussion. We took care of her, got her some ice, and she laughed it off and sobered up. But ever since then, she's been obsessed with the idea that my coffee table is cursed. She swears she didn't just trip. She says she felt something push her, like a force yanked her forward, guiding her straight into the glass. At first, I thought she was joking, but she was dead serious. She keeps saying the table has bad energy and that it's trying to hurt people.
You should sage that shit. Cleanse it.
Yeah.
Have you tried cleansing it before you got rid of it?
Is that the same sage that like I put in the soup last night? When you purge things with sage?
Oh. Interesting. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Sam says, Jeff, can you please go to the JRPG channel, search no context with Cheeky, and scroll down, do a dramatic reading of them before I have to go? Yes.
Go. Do it now. Do it now.
But can I finish this?
No, I want you to do that instead right now, please, and then you can come back to that.
Poor Shiki.
I'm sorry. I also care about the post, but I want to hear your dramatic reading because I did not consider that would be hilarious. You can do this. I believe in you. There it is. Yep.
I just no context. Will it show me all those? I'm trying. I promise I'm trying. I see treasure up there. Oh, I didn't see treasure. They're just treasure colored. No context. Kingdom Hearts with Shiki. Oh shit, dead. Time for Kingdom Hearts 3. No context. Kingdom Hearts with Shiki. What is... Oh shit, dead. Time for Kingdom Hearts. Okay. I'm sorry, Seltzer. Did you just ask me to throw the match? He called me Rucksack. Rucksack.
Rusak. You can't ask for context, Jeff. That's why it's no context.
Okay, fair enough. Look up, you goober. There's feet. That's my favorite. It's like Motel 6. They leave the light on for you.
Half the fun is trying to figure out what is being discussed.
Let me jump on your butt. That's it. That's the quote. I'm like a little frog. Whip it, whip it, whip it.
Why did you say... Oh, okay. I thought you decided to say flog and then whip it, whip it. I was like, why did you...
He's doing this backwards. We're in Kingdom Hearts 1 again. Okay. Shiki, don't touch me, you scurvy dog. Me, Jesus Christ, ha ha ha. Shiki, I was in pirate mode. You interrupted my fun move. Damn, Goofy as a turtle is pretty goofy. Shiki, well that's good. It'd be weird if it was Daffy. What? Shiki, I meant Donald.
Oh... Goodness. The Daffy's Looney Tunes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Shiki says, but I was right. It would be weird if it was Daffy. It would. Nothing quite like a good game of Whack-A-Nut. Eeyore is throwing it back.
You're not doing it dramatically. You have to say it dramatically, like with fear.
Eeyore is throwing it back.
That's not what I meant, but okay.
Oh, I whacked. I didn't thrust. I can't believe you and Bambi just electrocuted children. Shiki, they deserved it. The youngling Shiki. I don't like the foot tub. It's such a floppy chair. Why is it so floppy? Get wings, the end. Dumbo, sweetie, that's not a splash. That's murder. Goofy learned to cheer in the bowels of the whale. All right.
That was amazing. Thank you for that. My day is 10,000 times better now.
Where'd we leave off on this silly?
Kayla person smashed her head open, got her some ice, and said that they
Oh, it was
needed
bad
to-
energy.
Yeah, bad vibes.
Concussion. We left off on concussion. Sam said, I do this every time we play, but didn't start till Monstro. It's pretty amazing. Shiki said, I was right. It would be weird if it was Daffy. My phone almost changed it to Daddy, which would have been weird too. To which you said closes the internet forever at the image that popped in my brain. Yeah, I bet. All right. We left off at concussion. She even went as far as to test it by making our friend Ryan stand near it while she tried to feel if there was a weird vibe coming off it. Ryan said it just felt like a normal table. But now Kayla refuses to come over unless I get rid of it. She says I'm inviting bad luck into my home by keeping it and that my apartment will never have peace as long as it's here. The thing is, I love this coffee table. It was expensive. It matches my decor perfectly, and aside from Kayla's self-inflicting head injury, has never done anything remotely dangerous. I told her I'm not throwing away my furniture over one drunken accident. She got really offended. She says I was invalidating her experience and that I was choosing a table over a friend. I told her she was being ridiculous, and now she's barely speaking to me. A few mutual friends think I should just sell it to keep the peace, but I feel like it's a stupid hill to die on. It's a piece of furniture, not a demon. Am I the asshole for refusing to get rid of my cursed coffee table?
Just reading the comments. Ryan said it just felt like a normal table. And Lindsay said, why is Ryan such an expert? No, that's what How does Ryan know these things? Who is Ryan?
Like she said, I would like to see Ryan's credentials before I pass judgment. Sam said, Cheeky is cry laughing. Thank you for reading that. That was a good time.
It was.
The Daffy one killed me.
It really did send you.
Just because her and I both do that thing, our sense of humor is so similar. Like, it is similar, and so often it is reference based.
Yeah,
and it's that thing where you go to make a reference, and then you've already made the joke, and then you realize, like, oh, that's not even within the wheelhouse of the reference. Like,
yeah.
But you see the mechanics of the joke. If that reference was correct, it would be funny. But it's so much funnier because you swung and missed because you.
Yes.
It's like it's the like joke equivalent of making a basket on the wrong side.
Oh, yeah.
You just scored for the other team, and you're just like, you shot a 3-pointer. You're like, woo! The whole crowd is like, buddy.
That is like my experience every time I watch our kid play basketball. I get so lost when they switch courts. I'm like, wait a minute, they're starting to go to the other basket. They're supposed to go to that one. You're like, no, they change. I'm like, no, that's not how that works. Stop changing.
Sam said also the context you wanted for Oh Shit Dead Tiger King Part 3 was Roxas falling off the clock tower.
Oh my god, at the beginning.
She says, oh shit, I fucked up. Wait, it's funnier. Yes, that is accurate. Cheeky says that Ryan studied at the School of Hard Tables. Yeah, I don't... Here's... I don't think any of these table stories are real. But let's
It's an interesting thing to make up, though.
Let's engage with this as if it's real for a moment.
Let's pretend.
And I will say, don't ever make any kind of like permanent, like there is this I remember when we were figuring out a name for our third kid. And that kid, we landed on a name, and a couple people I worked with, like, were like at the time, were like, "Oh, you sure you want to go with that name? Because there's like someone we work with that has that name that like, and it's just like, I'm not going to know this person in 5 years, let alone 10 years." And they're like, "What are you talking about?" And like at that point, I was like 30, and they were all 20. But it's just like, don't make decisions like this based on who you know and who's around you, because it's like...
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Like, don't change your furniture based on Kayla. Chances are you're not going to know Kayla 5 years from now. You're 23.
Yeah, but Kayla might know what she's talking about.
Oh,
Kayla might be trying to protect you.
Oh, you think the thing's actually haunted?
I don't know. It's not my table.
Sam says, all right, it's been fun. I have to go. Have a lovely day, friend. Yeah.
Have a good day.
Shiki says probably not, LOL. But if this is a real story, OP is not the asshole, and Kayla needs to lighten up on the drinkies. Maybe they all do. Yes. She says all I'm saying is these sound like bad snake owners. Okay. There is this thing that like happens like when because I was a 30-year-old who like by the nature of the jobs and stuff I had, I would end up I'd end up like hanging out with like 20-year-olds a lot. And it was like that's one of the biggest things is like watching 20-year-olds make decisions based on what other 20-year-olds around them were doing. And I was just like, everyone's going to grow and change so much in this stretch.
Is that how you felt hanging out with my friend group?
Sometimes, yeah.
Because, like, yeah. I mean, to be fair, some of my friend group was, like, 30-ish when I was, like, or 32-ish when I was, like, 23 or 20. Well, no. I'm trying to think. I forget how old my old coworkers were, but, like, the people we used to regularly hang out with and go to Necto were all, like, close to my age and less close to your age. And sometimes I was just like like I'd see you in pictures and you kind of just looked like the like exhausted like babysitter where you could have really like benefited from some of those like stuffed animal backpacks with the
juice pouch. Yeah.
No, the like ones where you like it's like a leash for your kid but it's a backpack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a nicer way to put it other than leash, but that's essentially what
I could have used a backpack full of like Pedialyte for you guys.
Yeah. There was very frequent times where we'd all be like on our way to a club and Jeff would be like, all right, guys, have we eaten in the last 2 hours? And we'd be like, nope. And you're like, okay, we're going to McDonald's. You guys are going to get some nuggets. Amazing.
It was true. It was like, and then everyone was always like, you don't seem like you have a really good time. Like, why do you come? It was like, because I could drive and I know I'm good enough to drive.
And I need to make sure you guys eat nuggets and drink water after you binge drink for 3 hours.
Like, are you sure you have fun with this, Jeff? You come and only have like 2 or 3 beers and then like sit in the corner and listen to the music. Like, yeah, it's fine.
It's good.
Shiki says Jeff the dead mother.
It's true.
G says, dude, 20-year-olds are exhausting, and I say that with love. It's like, I found it, the line between old and young. It's wild. Yeah, and it's that it's it's so crazy because I'm nearing 40. I'm gonna be 38 here in a few weeks. And it's you start to sound like just every old person that you're like, oh, why don't these people shut up? But it is that thing of like, I wish I could just, and then you're watching mistakes happen that you made, whether it's your kids, whether it's other like 20-year-olds you're around or something. And you're just like, hey, can I, it's like you have like, so like what, to give a video game example, like we all like walkthroughs.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like every kid's like, no backseating. And you're like, no, but like the stakes are really high. Can I just tell you? Like, no backseating and chat, please. No.
Meanwhile, they're like running into the lava and just literally doing nothing but that.
You're like, I've been there. Please don't. Now my arm does this. Don't do that.
Oh my god. No, I'm sorry, because like, I bet if you dated, well, I mean, there's immature 30-year-olds out there too, but like
very much so, yeah.
But it's a different. I am sure you had that experience when you first met me of just like watching this person like make decisions and be like, I can kind of gently nudge them in this way, but I can't outright be like, well, even do this.
When we first met, you were 23 and I was like 30.
I was 22.
You're 22 and I was 31. Okay. And like I would say to you at that time, like, no, I'm having fun spending time with you. Like, this is great. You're probably at the very edge of like someone who I would like hang out with. And I was like, but like you might decide you want to live in Seattle tomorrow, and that needs to be okay. And then you'd be like, what? Why would I like, because you're 22, like you need that room to like figure out who you are and what's important to you. And like,
Yeah.
I'm a piece of shit if I'm like, you're mine.
Sorry, the way you said that just scared me.
Lindsay said, immature 30-year-olds where I feel attacked.
It's me. I'm the immature 30-year-old. I'm almost 30. I'm 29, but still. It's interesting because it's like, I bet if I still went to clubs and did things outside of my house, I would be a very flighty and need guidance person. But I just don't do anything. So I never really put myself in situations where I need someone to super guide me in those ways anymore because I don't party.
Don't party hardy anymore.
Nope. I'm also tired all the time. So there's that. Like, I wish I had the energy to go to clubs still, but I don't. I would be like, all right, guys, we got to head out. It's like 11.
I hit a TikTok the other day scrolling through with this guy being like, I wish concerts were earlier. And I was like, oh no, I hit old TikTok. And it was this guy sitting, he was British, was like, sit there with it. He's like, wouldn't it be great if you could just like go to like a Beyonce concert at like
3 p.m.
at 3 p.m.
And
instead
then
of
be
9
done?
p.m.
Yeah, no, because, okay, I get that, though. Because, like, you go, you get it done, and then you can still go home and have, like, a nice...
I
like,
get it too. I'm just saying that is a reflection of where we're at in life.
Speak for yourself. Again, I'm almost 30. I have not hit 30, and 30 is not
Oh,
old.
I told you, whatever little left I have in the tank, I'm holding on to because you're going to have that I'm 30, I'm not old yet crisis, and we're going to be going to the club again all the time. It's coming. And like,
Yeah, you have about what? Let's see, it's still March. You have a year.
Yeah.
But I'm probably going to start feeling it before that, too. So you might have less than a year, actually. So
Yeah, it'll be like a year or two of like...
I want to get your tooth pulled and start drinking some Gatorade now, because we're about to go to Monday night Necto.
Jesus, 30-year-olds exist. I know I have delirium, but I choose to believe that one was a Freudian slip on my brain, rejecting reality. I didn't even. Oh, I think my cousin is an A-cup. 30-year-olds exist. Yeah, that's true. G said, I need to back up the 30-year-old boobs guy because, okay, like, I'm also screaming at how many art rules he broke, and you don't do those at 30. I know his type. They are the worst. That's my addendum. It's one of those. That's my, yeah. I'm something of an artist myself is the funniest line in that entire thing. It's great. Hey, by the way,
Yeah.
we have a YouTube channel. Please go check it out. Thank you guys so much for getting us to 50 subscribers on there.
Thank you.
You're awesome. Also, you can buy things from us on Whatnot.
Do it.
You click that link, they give you $15 free. You don't even have to buy stuff from us. If you buy stuff from other people, they still give us a kickback.
There's like other stuff on there too besides comics and things. I actually didn't think that there was. I thought it was just comics and collectibles. There's literally anything on there. There's clothes, like actual like arts and crafty stuff, like people's like homemade arts and crafty stuff, and like they have thrifted stuff. They have Pokemon.
Yeah,
I guess that's a collectible. I don't know.
But also our comic books, so you can hop on
Those
there
are
and,
cool too, I
and
guess.
buy comic books from
I
us.
take pretty nice pictures of them.
Yeah. Selena's been kicking ass getting those up there. She said, I don't like to say I'm an artist because art should speak for itself, and none of you are ever seen my stuff, but I love you, firmly believe in death the artists go away, hiss. Fair enough. We have raid messages. They look like this.
Yeah, some eyeball.
And this. Selena's got something in her eyeball.
We have to go chase down a cat for medicine.
We got to go give a cat medicine, and then
The
it's
way I
our big
said
inventory
that
day.
made it seem like we have to chase down the cat so the cat will give us medicine, but
That would be way more fun.
no.
She's been pretty good about taking her medicine lately,
When I catch her,
comparatively.
it's when she's when she knows it's time, she's like, and downstairs I go. Good luck, mother. Like, yeah. Rude. I'm trying to help you.
Let's go say hi to Cap, who was actually here earlier. He's
Yay.
currently playing a repo. We like Cap a lot. Appreciate you all. Be honest, be kind, be useful. Live a good fucking life. Y'all are beautiful.
Have a great day.
You're beautiful. It's true. And yeah, we'll see you Thursday morning. As a reminder, we don't do the show Wednesday mornings anymore, so we'll be back on Thursday.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.